What's up, people? Up early. Had things to do, but I had to stop and and before I get up, go out, make my moves. A lot of people been hit me up. I'll call y'all back. I'll call y'all back. But I'm scrolling down my timeline, um, and I see something very serious, very serious, man. And I want to make sure if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. Subscribe, hit that like button, um, and I want to say thank you to all the people that's been supporting me everywhere I go. I've been seeing people, New York, Atlanta, North Carolina. I ain't been to LA in a minute, but I got to get out there. But I be seeing a lot of love come across my timeline from LA too. But when I'm out in these streets in the public, a lot of people be showing me love, saying keep up the good work. And it's a must I do. Street Knowledge podcast is about that knowledge. We bring awareness. And we give y'all some entertaining stuff as well. And we also give y'all things that goes on in them courtrooms with corrupt police and let y'all see the raw footage of it and so you can understand what happens when you're not even watching, when you at work or when you in school, when you are in college, that this what goes on in them courtrooms, and a lot of unjust stuff be going on in them courtrooms, and they help the police violate us. But yeah, I got a real serious dilemma that I just looked at, and it's through my bro, through Dame Dash. And what I like to say is, a lot of the times you see Dame Dash in the public for the mediocre bull crap, the negative bull crap, and all the big media companies, they that's what they highlight, but they don't highlight when a person such as himself is doing something positive. And this right here, this is something y'all need to share. Everybody needs to share this, man. Everybody. On all your social medias, all your podcasts, whatever, because this is serious, man. And one thing I definitely know for a fact is you don't play with kids and you don't play with old people. You don't disrespect kids, you don't hurt kids, you don't hurt old people, you don't disrespect old people, nothing of the such. And this one right here is real serious. So I'm gonna let y'all see what Dame got going on, and it's over in Chicago, and it's at a prison for kids or whatever it's supposed to be, and they're over there torturing the kids, teaching them, and not jail is really supposed to be for rehabilitating people, so you can come back out into society and be a productive citizen. And when you got kids, you definitely supposed to start there at the root, teaching them what's right. Not in there beating them up, pulling their hair out, don't even give them good food to eat it, and make them crazy and make them mad. They come back out in the world and take that out on other people and end up back in jail. This is crazy right now. Like, for real. And this right here, y'all, this is a must that y'all share this with everybody. And I'm gonna let y'all see this real quick. I had to do this before I started my day.
So we here in Chicago.
So hold on, let me get this right for y'all.
That's not black. In the crowd, you see it. We out here. See it. See what it look like. Ain't no criminals out here. Ain't nobody. No one's acting crazy. No one's even yelling or anything. The most I'm doing is talking to y'all. All right, y'all. Check it out. Nobody was grandma, mama, aunt, or shorty. This is bullshit, man. So,
Yes, sir.
See, I didn't want to call out no names before. I wasn't saying no names and no jails or nothing, but now I got to. So we here in Chicago.
That's not block the doorway.
You want me to?
We can come away from the doorway so they can get
You don't mind me saying the name of this? You don't? Pardon me, brother. You mind me saying the name?
No.
I'm on live.
No, for sure.
Because we had the kids jail and they're not letting us in. They told the senator no. And we all here just to expose or bring awareness to the injustice of what's going on with these children. And they so guilty. It's almost like we the police and they trying to hide the drugs. So the senator said to let us in, the senator. And they saying no to the senator because they don't want us to see what's going on. Now, I've been there a couple of times. And I already saw it. I can't unsee it. And when I was there, it wasn't no problems. So only 4 of us was going up there. And everyone that was going up there has a reason to be up there. And I don't know why the assumption is that, there would be some kind of a riot or ruckus unless there's some guilt. It's like a criminal saying, I know I'm going to get arrested if you come up here. But that's not what we on. We just want things to change. But what I need to know is why they won't let us in, why they won't listen to the senator, And I don't know if you want to be seen or not, but we out here. And, we have real lady, the brother is here. Yeah. I got his father hanging on the wall, balls.
Yes, sir. No doubt.
You know what I mean? We're black man justice. And this is what we have to do. The minister's representing, making sure we good. Everything is good. And again, it ain't about a problem. It's about bringing awareness to a situation where they're torturing our kids. Modern day, medieval torture. Some of these kids ain't seen the light of day. They ain't been outside in over a year. They got these kids taking showers and drinking out of mop buckets next to molded water with mice running around.
Yeah.
And if they say something, they got the nerve to put a kid in the room and pull his dreads out with their hair. With their hands. And then they not educating, they drugging them up. And they expect them not to come back? No, they want them to come back. But they shouldn't get tortured.
Yeah.
These kids are traumatized. And there is no therapy up there from anyone with any color. Or not even a male figure up there. So when I first went up there, it was only white people, white women giving black kids therapy. And that seems intentional.
Right.
So they brought the bicycle cops out. I'm not mad at them. They doing their job.
We're peaceful.
Everyone's peaceful. What we gonna do? We gonna bug out next to a jail. We don't want to go right there. And then when we was in there, they tried to lock us in. So, I'm just bringing awareness. I want everybody to bring awareness. What's the name of the school?
IYC Chicago.
And
IYC Chicago.
IYC?
IYC, Illinois Youth Center Chicago.
Illinois Youth Center Chicago. This is a warehouse. Look at this shit. It ain't no windows. It ain't no windows. Look how these kids ain't got no windows. That's the address right there. You see the bullet holes in there? This shit is right on the street. It's right on the street. So I don't see how they expect these kids to ever get better. They want them to get worse. The recidivism rate is 90%. Look, let me show you all the bullet hole. Look at this shit. Look at the window. How you gonna have people? How anybody human could be in that?
Somebody shot at that building 3 years ago.
You give animals that have windows. How you gonna put a kid in a box?
You see that bullet hole?
This shit look like a big coffin. You see the kid? Bullet holes.
That's a bullet hole. That second one, that's been like that for 3 years.
So, instead of talking about shit, we trying to fix shit. And we try to, literally the senator told them to let us in. A representative of the senator is here, like, yo, the senator said, let me in. Let us in. We arranged it. All they did was call the police on us. We got doctors out here, principals out here.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody doing that. You can't assume because we upset or, not satisfied about what's going on that there's going to be violence and we're going to end up in there. We're not getting into that. We're dealing with this in a logical way. I just need to know why. That's it. So while we talking about other people's problems and bullshit, we have real situations where our children are being tortured and trained to come back and teach their kids to come back. And just while a man's in the jail, he can't raise his child. Then what happens? He ends up in the jail with his child. So, again, we just trying to fix things. Again, and I wasn't trying to call out no names. What was homie's name that wouldn't let us in?
Hurley.
Hurley?
He's assistant superintendent of operations.
Assistant Superintendent Hurley
He's responsible
will not let us in. He might be the one. So me, I know where I'm from. It just sounds like somebody cooking the books. And I'm going to say allegedly, so I don't get a lawsuit. But that's just what it looks like. So if every kid's supposed to get 1.2 or over that a year per bed, why they got to pay for their own toilet paper. I don't get that.
$12 million. $12 million. I'm a principal. $12 million is going towards the medication of one psychiatrist and all white female therapists. Nothing against that, but we need to have a black perspective.
Gotcha.
In addition to that, for this hellhole, it's $1 million a year, over $100,000 a month.
Per child.
To lease this facility. It's $1 million.
$88,000 a month.
Yeah.
That's what that is, $88,000. Trust me. And this is ridiculous. Now you're in a window. If you go in, the phone is still an old 1970s push button phone off top. You know, that's just a signal of what's going on. But when you go upstairs, it's like, it's sad. So they trying to clean things up, obviously, but it's so bad you can't put a Band-Aid on that. And it's dangerous for the adults and the kids to be in there because it's mold. So we all know what mold does. So they got to shut that, you know, at least check that school.
They had me investigated. They had me investigated as a principal because of the exposure to the biological warfare on our youth. And the fact that they give it melatonin and clonidine, which clonidine affects your central nervous system, and it also affects the young person's ability to procreate. Now, if you couple that with psychotropic medication, how does it have long-term implications on our youth's ability to be able to live a productive life? Since I've been here, in the 5 years, I've lost over 18 students in a span of 5 years. 80% of the students return within 2 to 3 months. And so there's a biological warfare. There's a fail-proof 3 strikes and you're in. Is what's going on with our young people, and so it's antiquated. We need an overhaul. As a matter of fact, the governor's is willing to sit down with us and have a conversation. And all we want is to have a conversation. We want to have oversight from now on that this would never happen again. Because right here in plain sight, our kids are hidden in plain sight. It's a youth that transferred from RYC Harrisburg. He came here and they pulled his braids out his head. I thought he had wingworm, but they pulled his braids out his head. Another youth from RYC Harrisburg, which I'm asking the governor to launch an investigation because a youth that transferred to our facility was beat with handcuffs, uses brass knuckles. So these are the atrocities that's happening behind these closed doors. And I'm one principal. I'm not afraid. I'd rather leave standing up than on my knees.
Well, so as a human being, you can't look the other way for a check. If you're a human being and you see children getting beaten, mistreated, and you look the other way, what kind of person are you? And you don't want to turn into that kind of person. So this is just him being human. You know what I mean?
So kudos to Dame Dash, because Dame Dash and I met at off school grounds, and I want to give a shout out to the president who came from New York in a day. He came in a day, bro.
Yes, sir.
In a day.
Yes, sir.
In a day. The president came down in a day. So I want to definitely give it up to Dr. McKeezy for representing us to off school grounds, for the support they've given me from my New York family. I've got all the love in the world for McKeezy and my brother Dane, who's never always about my
Here's
side.
the thing, strategically, this man knows how to make a school run. He's curated hundreds of principals, so he could go in that jail and tell them what they're doing wrong. So we come up with a solution. We're not coming with like any we're mad. We're like, look, this is what's going on. Let's get the education right. So we're bringing the president of the OSG and to come and just tell us what you could do to make this better, but you won't even let us in the door. So it wasn't no cameras out here until you didn't let us in the door. So why are you making? I'm hoping that somebody, I don't know if they got service in there, but somebody tell somebody, man, like y'all making it hot for yourself. I wasn't saying no name. Right. I just wanted to get fixed. Right. But I'm not gonna sit there and let you do that to our kids. I got kids, right. And those kids, the way they traumatize, it makes a kid that's not traumatized when they're around them, they gonna be traumatized. So if your kid ain't going through nothing, you don't want him to go through something by some kid that is going through something. So keep yourself safe. You know, but you can't ignore this until you don't ignore this till this is your child. You know, we wonder why there's a cycle that keeps going on and on and on. It's intentional. Anything, it's doctors, there's politicians, they're not dumb. They're doing it on purpose. So any cycle that happens over and over again is done on purpose. So it seems like they don't want change. So we coming in with a solution and they're not letting us in, and it just makes things suspicious. And we gotta call your name and we just wanna know why.
That's true.
You You know, ain't nobody beefing. We ain't gotta beef. It ain't those times. You know what I mean? It's just making and bringing awareness. I want your kids to ask you how you keep that job. Why you didn't? If you got a child, why you didn't let him in? Your kid should ask you that. You know what I mean? So this is the awareness that I think we need to be leveraging. Y'all tell everybody, and go into your market and check the kids' jail, see if they let you in. Because I suspect that this is happening here. It's happening everywhere. But if we could bring the awareness here, hopefully we make it high for everybody. But y'all can't keep torturing our kids just so that you can keep those beds filled. You know, a hotel, people want return customers. This is independent sector. This ain't nothing but a hotel without windows. They want return customers. But it shouldn't be at the expense of us. You gotta see these kids, man. I won't even bring my wife in there because I don't want her to have to get the therapy the next day. It's that bad. And it's not safe to walk in there because of the mold. So y'all know what black mold does. It's black mold, you gotta move out. Whether it's Beverly Hills or it's in the prison, you gotta get out because everybody in there is exposed. So them kids got to be tested. The whole staff got to be tested. And I just think there's a lot of exposure for a lot of lawsuits. You know, because what'll happen is you'll get pregnant and your kid will have it and the kid will have mold in the system. I've seen it happen. You know, people die from that. But having to drink water out of a moldy mop bucket is demeaning. A kid should never have to think that it's all right to use. It's not. You don't even make a dog drink out of a dirty mop bucket. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's just hard not to say something, but it's really harder not to do something. So that's why we down here. Period. So we bring in awareness, tell everybody that these jails and this particular one, we down here trying to help. The senator told him to let us in, and he won't even listen to the senator. So now we got to call the governor, and we'll see what happens.
We need solutions to these cruel and harsh conditions.
Chairman Fred Hampton Jr.
Fred Hampton Jr. Now you know this is real.
Literally a few blocks, like 4 or 5 blocks away from where Chairman Fred and President Lamar Clark were assassinated at, like literally right around the corner.
Yeah,
Right here in this concentration camp. I can't use the states too how to use some euphemisms. You dig? You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of times people hear about the crime going on with it has become infamously known as Chirac. You know what I'm saying? We got an old we relate to the old accent that says God created Africans, the America made niggas. We add on to that the machine manufactured Chirac. Similar to the way that the British tried to force China to become a nation of junkies, they forced medicate these youngsters up in here. You know what I'm saying? You go back and check a lot of these cases, as opposed to having a reactionary response. A lot of these children out here, people just think they just said they bad, so on and so forth. Go check the resume. They forcibly medicate them up in here, put them back on the streets, then they had to suffice with some sort of street medication. You know what I'm saying? They trying to produce a nation of junkies. You know what I'm saying? Anybody believes that this system is trying to want to stop crime, you believe Don King want to stop boxing. It's done deliberately. It was what happened to these babies in here. You know what I'm saying? And we couldn't check up on our babies in here. We come from real talk. We want to come in and appreciate these brothers. You know what I'm saying? We come from outside Chicago, but as Minister UEP News said, prisoners are microcosm of the outside community. Again, prisoners are microcosm of the outside community. So it's going down. Prototype. Relation camps throughout the country. And again, this is the juvenile. You know what I'm saying? You hear the horror stories about Harrisburg and other places. A lot of these youngsters, they come out, they don't talk about it. Similar to like in the Abu Ghraib, Baghdad, they ask the prisoners why did they talk about it. They say someone was so embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? What happened to them in there? You heard the brother Mike McGrone just said they shoot them with medication. They can't even procreate. They can't reproduce. This can be defined nothing less than genocide. So again, we here. We say what's our call? Free them all.
free them all.
Free them all. Yeah, so we all here.
And one more thing.
More people starting to pull up.
What is the pathology? I want to talk about brain. What is the pathology of an individual who live in a molded environment with mice, with individuals who do not have a lived experience, who live in a room with thick, dense paint with graffiti on the wall, that's feeding them food that's high in sugar and high in fat? What is the pathology of that? Along with giving clonidine and melatonin, along with other psychotropic medication, we are in fact breeding killers. So when you mix all of that in a pie, we're releasing kids to be a threat not only to themselves but to each other.
They're training them to do work. They're training them to come back. That's all it is. And get used to it. They get them used to it, and then like it ain't so. It's crazy. It's crazy. So you know.
Peace and blessings, family. You know, I heard the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan say that this generation is the greatest generation that God has ever produced. And this generation represents change. And obviously you have those who do not support or want to see the change come about, that they know it is time for it to come about. Because two things can't occupy the same space at the same time. There's no more going along with what's been going on. So at this time, we know how brilliant our youth are, and with our tutelage, and with our mentoring, and with our help, and with our proper care for them, we're going to have a world of giants. But you have those who are in power right now know that they won't be able to rule while we rule. So that is the conspiracy. There's a hidden hand. There's something that you fear. And that is why you don't want us to come up in there just to be a sign of encouragement, just to give hope, just for them to feel good that somebody cares about them. Not the fact that you're already treating them. If this was an animal shelter, it would be a premium location, and the edifice would be in the billions of dollars. But you got them housed in a warehouse. But we're really not surprised, because we've already been taught why. But we're going to continue to unite, and that's really the answer, family. If we all come together, this problem will be fixed overnight, because our unity will fix it, because we have all the resources that is necessary, and they will be so afraid that whatever we ask for, they will gladly give it to us.
Right. So again, we're not talking about the questions. We all know. We're bringing the answer. And this is it. Instead of worrying about the bubblegum shit, let's worry about the kids, man. But look what they doing out here. Just look at this. So it's getting real. It's getting real. So they bringing awareness to all this by not letting us in, and this is all we have, is, leveraging celebrity for the right reasons, to fix the problems, and it's the only reason for it. So we out here, and we're going to make a difference, and we're not leaving until they make us leave. But they should let us in. Again, the senator said let us in. So why they not letting us in? Pause. I don't get it. We just wanted to look and bring a solution and try to fix it. Unless, it's so bad in there that they know they may have to shut that building down, because there's mold in there, and there's mice in there. And above and beyond anything, it's just abuse. So we're trying to get these kids rehabilitated. So I'm going to bring awareness now. I'm going to just jump over to TikTok, let TikTok know. But y'all should let everybody know that we in Chicago, whatever market you want, check the jail, check the kids' jail. But this one in particular, this one here, the one without the windows. See that big box? That's like a big metal coffin, man. I just want some answers. So I appreciate y'all. I'm going to repost it. Let everybody else know. Repost. And I'll get back at you. Hopefully, we do some change. But at the end of the day, they know everybody. At least they know everybody's watching. That's right. At least they know they hot. At least they know. I don't know how you say no to a senator. What that meeting's going to look like next week when the governor comes through. Because I know the governor got to want to know what's going on. The bottom line is, any public official, if you're cutting a check, make sure you know that it's being spent right. You got to come look. You got to see, especially when it comes to human beings. Not the bridge, the construction and all that. That's important. But come check out these jails and these schools. Make sure that money's being spent correct. Because people are, human nature makes you do foul shit. But this is crazy, and it's too flagrant. And it must have been going on for a long time, because somebody's really used to doing it. Someone's real comfortable with not letting us in. Pause. But we here. All right, y'all. In the crowd, you'll see it. We out here. See it. See what it look like. Ain't no criminals out here. Ain't nobody. No one's acting crazy. No one's even yelling or anything. The most I'm doing is talking to y'all. All right, y'all. Check it out.
So yeah, y'all see what's going on, man. That's a real serious problem, man. If nobody don't stand up, if we don't stand up, it only gonna get worse. Imagine your kid in there. And Melrose Radio, I see y'all, man. Hit me up. I'm definitely want to come through. hit me up on my send me an email, bigbucks, BIGBUCKSENT at AOL, or street knowledge SK podcast at gmail.com. But yeah, man, I just want to say, like, this is something real, very serious, man. One thing you don't do is play with people, kids, and you don't play about kids. Always been one of them guys, man. Never played about my kids. I threw bricks at the penitentiary, taking care of my kids. I sold Kool-Aid, lemonade, T-shirts. I go down to 42nd Street. You could get those 2 for $20 uptown in Harlem. Them joints cost $20 by themselves for one. I would go down there, Canal Street, you name it. So, you know, them kids is inside of a jail getting their hair pulled. That's torture. Getting medicine that will not be able to let them have kids. They're in there drinking out of bucket water. No doubt, Melrose. I appreciate you too for supporting on my channel, man. But this is something serious, man. Kids drinking out of bucket water. Come on, man. Like they said, animals get treated better than that. Who could even think to do that to kids? And if you're working there, why would you even look at that and go home every day and can sleep good and hug your kids? Because it don't affect you. It's cool. That's crazy. Big shouts out to Chicago, man. Y'all got to stand up. And we got to stand up for this stuff everywhere, man. There's even grown people in jail that when the police lock them up for their reason, just to make a quota, just to get a pat on their back, and they make up lies to keep people in jail, and they put charges on them where they can't even pay for their own bail and get out of jail. Then they end up with a public defender, which works for the prosecutor, for the government, for the state, or however it may go. Them lawyers are just a justification for them to say they gave you a lawyer. When they go sit down and eat lunch, they discuss how they're gonna feed their client to the wolf, which is the district attorney. Some of them might win one case, two case. Some of them might win because they know they're getting ready to leave, being a public defender and opening up their own practice. But the majority rules, people are in jail, then they sit in jail with a high bail and they say, F this, man. I'm going to just cop out to whatever it is and go ahead and get my time over with. Maybe they give me time served and I'm going home. And now they got a criminal record, so it mess them up from getting jobs for something that they didn't even do, that the police lied about, and he's somewhere chilling with his family. This stuff is effed all the way up, and nobody is bringing awareness to it because the government is, the whole jail court system is a corporation. Once you inside of it, you are just like food inside of a warehouse that's waiting to be shipped to whatever excuse me, man. Kind of got me upset, man. But it's just waiting to be shipped to wherever they need to ship you out to the grocery store, to the food restaurants, to the clothing store. That's all you are when you walk in that court system. And if you don't know how to maneuver it, you are going to go to jail. And then you got to get inside of the jail and fight. I'm going to give you all a big story about that later. I'm going to give you all a humongous story about that later. But it's crazy that they got kids over there in Chicago in a jail with no windows, no nothing. How that's going to make them kids act? Kids are already, when they're growing up, they're already being trained to do the right thing. That's why you keep them in the house and you train them. Don't just go on my refrigerator. You know, we had to ask, can we go and get something to drink and stuff like that. because it's just teaching you. Make your bed up. So do the dishes, throw the garbage out. We are being trained. So now if they sitting in there being hair pulled out, trained to drink out of toilet bucket water, being fed medicine that play with their brain a little bit, how are they gonna act when they come up outside, out of that jail? And they see one of our family members somewhere and they got a gun, which is easy to get guns, and then kill somebody for no reason. That's crazy. If nobody don't stand up, man, I applaud all them people that's over there with Dame right now standing up for what is right, because that could have went a blind eye. They could ride by it every day and just look at it and say, I wish I could do something. But they really out there and went out there and did something. This is crazy, man. I couldn't imagine none of my kids in there. I would be going crazy. And then they're in there and we can't do nothing about it except for fight, because once the judge give them their time and send them to that place, nothing you can do to help or protect your kid in there, man. That's yo, look at the BMF joint. This is one thing that I seen on the BMF, and it was a cop. The cop was, his son got put into one of them facilities, and his father was doing crazy street stuff. And then he took on doing some other street stuff with some criminals that'll hold his son down inside of that jail. His son wasn't a fighter like that, and his son snapped because he was being bullied and killed somebody. He got that time in there, and he wasn't a fighter like that. And his father was his father's a cop and couldn't help him inside of that jail. And he went to take on to the streets and undermine his stuff for street criminals so they could give protection to his son inside of the jail. And when he didn't really do what they wanted him to do, or didn't finish and fulfill their orders for him to do, they took the pressure, they took the protection off his son, and his son ended up being killed in there. So can you imagine your kid in there? So everybody got to stand up. Everybody got to share, post, everything about that situation, because if it's going on in Chicago, it's going on in a whole bunch of other states, man. For real. And that's one of the problems why Chicago might be one of the most dangerous cities, from young kids killing each other, man. Over nothing. Stupidity. We've been there, done that. That's why we can speak about it. And we know that it ain't the right thing to do. It's crazy. We used to wild out for our purposes, but not none of that stuff. And even when we was wilding out, doing what we was doing, don't make it right for the reasons what we have done in the past. It's not good, because it don't add up to nothing. And what these guys are saying is, they see that we about to overcome. We are about to be powerful. If we stick together, stay focused, we're going to take over a lot of stuff. And, you know, they doing it the way they want to do it, meaning the government and whoever's running things right now, they doing it the way they want to do it, and they violating people's rights. They're, you know, they taking all the you know, the health care and you know, they putting things in their perspective. So they know if we get in power, things going to be done the right way. And hopefully it be done the right way at all times, because sometimes you know, you get people that just have evil ways of thoughts, even in our own community. But it's for us to check them and tell them, yo, we not doing that. Get that out of here. Especially if we fought for something so long to get in position. So this is a serious thing, man. And I hope this right here reach masses of people, man. And once again, like I always say, to all y'all bloggers and podcasters, the media, all the big media companies, and the ones that always got something crazy to say about Damon Dash, and make sure y'all, you know, in a negative manner, y'all, everybody publicize it, publicize it, publicize it. Something like this, let me see y'all publicize this all over the place. Talk about this the same way you would talk about he in court, he being sued. He cursed this person out. All y'all tabloids, man. Let's see this one go viral. And right here, just prove a point that all y'all MFers is just negative people and want to talk about something bad about a person. Let's see this one go viral. Because it's crazy that we can't get nothing good to go viral, but as soon as something negative, it'll be all over the place right now. I guarantee you, as soon as I finish speaking and stop this podcast, and you hear one wrong thing that sound like it's juicy that Damon Dash did, I guarantee you it'll be all over the place, and this won't. And I don't mean mine. It don't even gotta be mine. Post his. I bet you the positive won't be nowhere in the blogs. None of these TMZs and all that stuff. It won't be nowhere. Unless he do something crazy so y'all can get numbers up. Y'all won't donate a good positive blog, a positive blog, and push it out there? No, y'all would rather just do something and post something negative because y'all worrying about a paycheck and interrupt people's lives, put people in people's business. That's crazy. It's Dusko Poppington. Mo Williams, what's good? It's Dusko Poppington on IG. And you can go up there and get all his stuff. But yeah, man. And I got, a few things to say. Y'all catch it on the next one. I got to make some moves. I got things to do. And I got to, chime in on the Finesse 2 times and the NBA Youngboy joint. And I'm going to give some examples of some friends I grew up with. A lot of y'all see a lot of these guys in these podcasts talked about that we grew up with, I'm going to give them some examples of how a lot of them lost their lives over women and why it's never cool to beef. And even Finesse 2 times said he ain't beefing over no woman. I give him props for that. For real, for real. I give him big props for that, man. Mo Williams, I appreciate you too, man. And we're going to keep up this, and I ain't even going to call it good work. It's just that we're going to keep up doing what's supposed to be done. For the kids, for homeless people that can't help themselves, for people that don't have no whereabouts or that don't know the process and get sucked in to all these moves. They try to silence us, man. And like I said, I'm going to give y'all a big story. How they try to silence us and play with our freedom and all of the above. And if we don't stick together, because it's called out of sight, out of mind. Once a person, you don't see them and you might know where they at in jail and all that, all right, it don't even matter no more. You go on with your daily life. But y'all don't know that affect us as a whole. Because if we turn a blind eye to it, they're going to keep doing what they do. It don't take nothing out of your time and your day. If you tired getting off work at 5 o'clock, it don't take another 30 minutes, won't even kill you to send a letter somewhere. Or do something that matter and know that you've done it. Because the more done, we are powerful in numbers. It doesn't matter if we don't do it at the same time. If it's being done, they'll say, oh, here go another letter. Or here go another phone call about this incident or about this situation. People are in jail. Don't let it affect your family member, somebody you close to, before you react on it. You know why? Because it's going to affect one of your family members if it don't affect you if you don't react on it, because they're going to keep doing it, and you just might be the lucky lotto pick that they do one day, go into the store, pull your car over, or jump out on you somewhere, and I'm talking about the police, or HOA is another big problem out here too, with certain things that they do that affect people's homes and all that. All that's all part of the system, and they regulate stuff and they can get away with it, and you don't really want no problems with your household or nothing. All of these things is problems. Don't wait till it affect you and your loved one, man. It's time to make some moves out here, y'all, as much as possible, man. Even if you create your own page on IG and talk about it, that's cool too. Facebook, talk about it, 10, 20 minutes, send it out, and figure out a way where you could contribute. I got a homeboy and down in Charlotte. I gotta get with him. We're gonna do a big interview. He was incarcerated, fed time, and he got his own $1 million school that he got money. He accumulated that $1 million on his own. No celebrities helped him. Nobody chipped in, no nothing. And, I want to bring awareness to that. And I'm going to set up some time with him to do an interview and let y'all see it. Because this is one of the things. He's a freedom fighter, man. He go out there and help people that's incarcerated. When they come home, he find them jobs. He all of the above. Real brilliant brother. Real brilliant. So I'm going to bring that to the table too. So, my people, and he's in Charlotte, North Carolina. So all my people in Charlotte, all my filmmakers down there in Charlotte, I want y'all to hit me up. Send me some emails as well. Big Bucks ENT at AOL, skpodcast@gmail.com. Send me some emails. I need some editors. I need some filmmakers. We got a big facility down there, and we are going to do a big film festival down there to, help you guys get your craft off. And, we want to accumulate some things down there where we can shoot some movies. We want to bring out the next entrepreneurs in this film world as well. And, brothers, like I was just telling you about, that have these stories, we need to get y'all guys on going to film them. And we start putting these, bringing awareness to, things of that nature. Guys coming home from jail that need help, and you got people that's helping these guys that need to be filmed as much as possible. So, we're going to network and, just come up with powerful things that we could just bring to the table, because TV is powerful. The eyes and the ears is powerful. You see it, you hear it, and you see it and hear it on a regular. It makes things happen. It's just like a record you hear on the radio all day, every day. It's called Train the Brain. See a you see a TV commercial every day, all day. You're going to know about heart, even if you ain't looking at it. Train the brain. So we got to do these things, man. We got to stick together. So I'll see y'all in a few. I got more things coming up. Your boy Big Boosie, man. Appreciate everybody. Make sure y'all subscribe. Hit that like button. Hit the notification button so you'll know when I'm coming back up here, bringing you all that knowledge. And to donate, hit me at my Cash App so I can keep this good content coming. Money sign Bernard, BERNARD Riggin, RIGGIN, Bernard Riggin, $ Bernard Riggin. And thanks to all who's been donating. Thanks to everybody that's been supporting my movement, my channel, everything, man. I'm not finished. I got more things to do. Make sure y'all share this. Share this. Go to Dame Dash, Dusko Poppington, and get that on IG, and get that story that I just let y'all see, and share it on all y'all social media as well. Because this is nothing to play with, man. We got to get them kids out of there. And even if they are in there, if they are in there for doing or breaking the law, at least they are in there and getting the right treatment so they can come home a better citizen. We're not saying that they need to be free. If they are in there for wrongdoing, justice still have to be served if they did something wrong. It's just about better treatment, and that they are being rehabilitated to be a productive citizen when they come back out, so they don't have to go back into that jail. And anybody that stands for that and allowing that to happen and don't care about it, you are just as the bad as the problem that it already is, man. For real. All right, y'all. Your boy Big Boosie. I'll see y'all in a minute, man. Let's go.